Hey, how's it going, y'all? I just want to talk a little bit about the first essay assignment, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, and that you are in the best position to get the best grade possible for this first paper. So, the idea is that you read the Susan Glaspell play Trifles. You can find that in D2L. It's about 13 Word document pages, so very short. Very quick read, very easy read. And the play, obviously, it's a bit of a murder mystery, even though we do know fairly early on that Mrs. Wright, Minnie Wright, does kill her husband, John Wright. And your job as an essayist for this assignment is you're going to think like a lawyer addressing a jury, and you can pick one of two options. You can be the defense, right? Argue why Mrs. Wright should be acquitted, or at the very least shouldn't receive the death penalty or life in prison, whatever the most extreme punishment is for you. You can sort of argue against that if you pick number one. Talk about things about, like, is what she did okay? Maybe it wasn't completely okay, but maybe it wasn't a cold-hearted murder. Please don't use the phrase cold-hearted. It's a bit of a cliche. Or you can argue for the prosecution, or you could argue why Mrs. Wright should get punished to the fullest extent of the law. Explain why the law is the law. Please don't use that phrase in your essay either, unless you are quoting from the play. And talk about why there shouldn't be an exception for Minnie Wright, for Mrs. Wright. So those are your options. You want to make sure that it's clear to your audience that you are choosing either the defense, the acquittal, or the prosecution. So you'll sort of make that clear in your thesis statement. One thing and I'll post a couple of videos just to show you what I'm looking for when it comes to these. But you want to have quotes. I would try to get at least one set of quotes in every body paragraph. And one thing you don't want to do is don't just tell me what happens in the play. I know what happens in the play. What I want to know is why what happens in the play is significant. And again, you're not going to be able to talk about every single element of the play anyway. You're just talking about the handful of things that support your argument, either for Minnie Wright's acquittal or against her acquittal. Some traps to avoid, some more traps to avoid. Just not supporting your essay with quotes, evidence, and details. Also, not following the directions, which we'll go over here right now. If you look, the rough draft for this essay needs to be a minimum of 2 fully typed pages, not 1.5, not 1 3/4, but 2 for the rough draft. And then you will italicize your thesis statement, and that'll be the last 3 to 4 lines of your intro, of your first paragraph. So you'll make sure you'll do that, and then you'll submit your essay in the assignments folder. And then you'll use 12-point Times New Roman font, type double-spaced, number your page throughout. And then for your final draft, it needs to be 3 full pages. If you don't write 3 full pages, you can't receive a passing grade in the essay, no exceptions. And if you notice, if you go to that first module, I have some example essays, as well as some example essays on what not to do, just to make sure that you know what your essay is supposed to look like on the page, and know some of the ideas and the points that I'm having y'all hit on. So anyway, if you have any questions, as always, shoot me an email, and check out my Trifles lecture. I know there's a couple good YouTube videos on Trifles, but what I'll be talking about, I think, is tailored specifically towards your essay. So be sure to check that out, and be sure to check out any other videos that I post that deal with writing essays in this class. So, all right, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.